Hey guys, currently look like a tired mess right now, but I just thought I'd record before I forget this thought that came into my head. And I just felt like God gave me this word about how faith isn't logical. Like, logic and faith don't really make sense. Like, faith doesn't have to be logical. And that kind of logic says prove, and faith says trust. And an example to make sense of faith is, so if someone was to give you a trustful, like, I don't know if you've done that in school with friends, where you just like, where you stand and your friend has their arms out and you have to just like literally fall back and just hope and pray they catch you. You can't really prove that beforehand. You can't prove that they're going to be able to catch you. You just have to trust them, and you have to trust that they're close by enough that you're not just going to crash onto the floor. And it's only once you actually take that step of faith and you fall back, that once they've caught you, that builds trust, and then that builds faith for the next time around, to know that when you fall, you already know that they're going to catch you, because they've already like shown that they have caught you, right? And I know in a way that's kind of like proving faith, but actually before the first time you fell, you couldn't prove necessarily that your friend was going to catch you. So faith basically is, I can't remember the Bible verse, but it's things that aren't seen, so we can't see it. It's kind of expectancy to what will happen. So as Christians, we have the authority to be like, in faith in Jesus, this thing will happen. And obviously if it lines up with the Bible as well, but God's saying, like, we can ask in faith and expect it to happen, because you are almost speaking it into existence in trust and hope that God will provide what he had promised. So I just was thinking about this, because for those of you that maybe you struggled to maybe believe in God or have faith about something to happen in your life, or just anything really, to know that you kind of can't have a relationship with God without faith. Because if you try and work everything out by logic, you're only going to get so far. Like, in life, it's quite funny, like, because in our everyday things, like the example I gave you, you need faith. Like, if you're sitting on a chair, you need to have faith that it's not going to break and it's going to hold you up. So if you need faith in the everyday things, then surely kind of when it comes to God, it's like, it makes sense that we don't see him walking around we don't see Jesus walking around in human form today, and that our relationship with God doesn't come from proving that. Like, it doesn't come from, okay, like, we have a lot of theological evidence through the Bible and through tracking thousands of years ago. There are bits of evidence, like there are ways to work out, okay, Jesus lived and we can see this, and science does also work together with our faith. But to have a real relationship with him, you can't, because there's some things that happen in life that aren't logical. So because of that, you can't have a one-dimensional relationship with God. You have to have faith to know, because that's where trust comes from. You can't just expect there to be a equation to work out everything. That doesn't always solve all the answers. So just a challenge for you today, to know that actually faith doesn't always look logical. It's not really meant to. So yeah, that's all I could really think of. Hope this makes sense, because I was like, don't really know how to explain this, but yeah, that's just my thought for today. Okay, bye.